I'm going to tell you,
For God's sake.
just to be transparent, while we're doing this, I am going to be keeping an eye on A, the football score, and B, my Taylor Swift game score, and I think I just scored 6 points, which is good.
That is fine.
Your Taylor Swift then?
Yeah, where you like every time she does a concert, you like guess the song, like the surprise songs, and also like what she's gonna wear and stuff.
Wow, Emma.
Well, I only got 28 points last night, so I really need to have like a strong comeback out of 200.
Okay.
Valid, fair.
I'm trying to find. It's not picking up my owlbear on like the stream side that I have on. So that's great. I can't see, it's like just a black box. And I don't know how to fix it. So I'm just gonna try again. Ah, there we go. Okay. So this is the first campaign of CNM, which...
Yay! Round of applause, everyone.
I am kind of shitting myself about.
Good, we're here to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. So, basically, I'm just going to turn one of you down because I can hear myself. Oh.
Yeah, I can hear everything twice. Is that just me?
My sound is fine.
Just you, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear people twice. That's okay.
Might be the Twitch.
It's not. I've made sure that it's not.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Is the heart side stories? That's why I was hearing twice. That's what it is.
This is what that is. I'm just gonna make sure. Is everybody okay to start streaming, do stuff like this? It is being recorded, so Harry can edit it later.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then we will start, which I'm very scared about.
Don't be scared, Molly. You're gonna do great.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So relax. Does anyone want to see my new kittens?
Oh my god. Yes.
My cat gave birth 3 days ago. So I will show you guys the kittens.
Please show us. Please show us.
Okay.
Oh, you're coming in with pet cat. Oh.
Babies.
Oh, so cute.
Did you think of names for them?
Yes and no. Silly. I don't know what she wants. I think she wants attention.
They are so tiny, so small.
I think she's hungry.
Okay. We've had a relaxation break.
Let's get ready, let's get ready to rumble.
Without?
Yay!
I'm just gonna pull my notes up because I have everyone's starting thing. Harold, can you please edit out all of the umming and ahhing I do?
The what?
All of like the umming I do when I do this fucking DM shit.
Oh, I do that all the time, yeah.
Yeah. So, welcome to... Is everyone here? Is everyone ready? Sorry.
Yes.
In attendance.
Yes.
All here.
At some point I'm going to give you all numbers and you just shout the numbers in order and then I know you're all here.
Like a taking registration.
Yeah. So a few things before we start. We are streaming, so if you want to follow that you can. I've posted the link in the general. But don't worry if you don't want to. That is, you'll be on it anyway, so you don't need to listen to it twice. But yeah, just to boost viewership, like if you want to follow it and you are in this campaign, you certainly can. This campaign runs every other week, so it's not on next week, it's on the week after. So please, for the love of God, I will give you incentives to come if needs be.
Yeah, pay me, Molly.
Yeah, I will feed you. You can. I don't know. I'll think of something. I am hoping this is going to become an in-person thing.
Yeah, same.
Because I've found
Yeah.
the perfect place to do it in Hull.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Well, there are actually quite a few. So,
yeah, the best place is actually down Hessel Road. So, take that as you will.
I mean, Sunday after next, I'm around in Hull.
Yes.
Because I'm going to watch Kathy and Emma do the Race for Life.
Yes, I will also be there.
Aww, thank you.
Yeah.
I hurt so bad today. I'm never doing exercise again.
Oh, there, Remy.
So, yes, if you want to sort out an in-person thing, Harry, I know it's a bit of a trek for you, and I know Alex and Lexi are in Leeds, Tay's in Birmingham, so it's a bit of a trek, but we can do hybrid / in-person fully around here. So that is hopefully a thing that we can do at some point, and I'm very excited
Yay.
for that. Anything else? But no, this is welcome to the new campaign.
Yay.
This has been a long time in the making, so I am hoping that you guys like it and that, it becomes like a good thing. So
Yeah, preemptive round of applause for Molly for planning all this.
Yeah.
No. I'm scared. Anyway.
Don't be scared.
So, first things first, I would like to start with Emma.
Oh god. No, I'm scared. Sorry, carry on. Yeah.
So we've got 3 people starting first, which I'm going to do the big group and then I'll split off into whoever's left. Going to do the big group. Can I please have Emma describe your character, please?
I have an issue. All my tabs just randomly close themselves.
This is
That's a bit of an odd
start.
description.
Oh, give me a sec to read.
Adriana is just tabs.
Yeah, wait. I can restart my history. It's all good. I'm just doing it. Okay,
that's
yeah.
amazing.
Hi.
This is some Laura was participating.
I am Adriana. I'm a female half-orc sorcerer who has some physical features, such as
Some physical features.
surprised if you did that.
Really?
ginger hair and green eyes.
Wow.
Ginger.
Yeah, I am in fact a stunningly beautiful ginger. Yeah, is that everything? I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that can be everything. It can be as in-depth or as plain as you want it to be.
That's the most important thing.
So, you, Adriana, you find yourself on the Golden Rose. This is one of the many transportation ships that run between the continents of Ines that you can see here. It's been a long journey. You've been on this boat for about a week or so now, because you're coming from, I think it was Closal, wasn't it? That's where you guys were starting.
It was the other continent.
Yes, it was the completely other continent. And you've
The other one.
You've taken about a week. The boat stops in different places that obviously has populations here. So obviously the closest route would be to Othia. Then there's like a small port in the Dadair Forest. It goes all the way over to Vonsony, around to Westerdale, and then finally comes round. So you're in the very final part to get to our continent for this campaign.
Woo!
Thick.
So, at this time in this world, everything is going quite normally. The Feywild, you've heard, has been corrupted and then restored. That was quite a while in the past, though. Royal hands have changed, and life has continued as normal. However, we have now entered an era of contentment. or so everyone else thinks. In the back of your mind, there is something brewing, and you can't tell whether this feeling is from a past envisionment that you've seen, or from the lurching of the boat.
Very possible.
You seasick, Emma?
Just be seasick, you know, maybe it's an omen, maybe you're just seasick.
Maybe.
It's okay, better out than in.
I would also like to say, as well as stunningly beautiful, I am very clever. Basically,
Wow.
Okay.
I have no flaws, as far as you know.
She is.
No,
the
don't
moment.
humble yourself too much.
So, you're currently standing on the deck of this ship. There are quite a few people around you, all coming from different places, all having been picked up at some point on this journey. In your hands, you have the 2 tarot cards that you were given. These.
You can't see, but I'm
Sorry.
genuinely acting out everything you're saying.
Okay.
I'm acting out everything you're saying.
Okay. These tarot cards. Oh, which ones did you have, by the way?
I need to go get them.
I can check as well. I do have them written down.
No, I have a little envelope here, don't you worry. Judgment and... I can't read it. Temperance?
That's correct.
I didn't know that was a word.
That's okay. You look at these tarot cards, and magic is rife in this place. You have seen it with your own hands. You have created it with your own hands. However, these tarot cards are surprisingly normal. There's no colour to them, and they are basically just outlines. However, as soon as you opened your letter, there was an envisionment of many different things happening at once. You saw storms, you saw war, you saw suffering and pain. And it all passed through your mind very quick, and you couldn't make out what was part of what. And looking at these cards, you were reminded of what you saw. However, you still can't tell whether it's this doom that's making you somewhat anxious, or the travel and the fatigue coming from it. The water hasn't been still for a while ever since leaving Ainora. There is constant swelling and currents that are pushing and rocking the boat. It's also not been made easy by someone that you are travelling with. Kathy, could you please describe your character for us?
Alright then, certainly can. So, my character is Gemini Jixon. I am a gnome mage, 1'5", and I am Emma's travelling companion. I love all things magic and sorcery, and I also love making other people's life a living hell with the best intentions. Chaotic neutral. Very happy to make your acquaintance.
So you guys have been, whether how do I say this?
Are we friends?
You've been friends.
Are we lovers?
Well,
I'm
so
not
that's
with
up to
peace
you.
and love. I'm not sure how the logistics of banging someone 1'5" works.
First session in, we
That's
don't need to
disappointing.
explore this. We do not need to explore
Okay,
this.
sorry. I apologise.
Disappointed.
Later on in the campaign, we can definitely explore this, but however, now, maybe not.
Wow.
But you have been conversing, you are travelling together. Looking around the boat, you see that there are many different faces here. This boat has come all the way from the bottom part of Ephora, which you can't see on the map, but it curves round slightly. So it starts around Oreskos and travels around to the Deder Forest, where it travels to Ainora and then round.
And it's still in one piece?
It is still
disappointing.
in one piece. You see an elderly couple of gnomes couple of gnomes which are lambasting about their holiday.
Yes.
They are originally from Idella, but went to see the Dadair forest, and specifically the great tree that springs from the middle of it. They are very loud in their conversation. On the other side of the boat, you see that a group of children are hanging over the rails haphazardly. One Aarakocra, which is sort of like this bird person, you know, if you're new to D&D, it's a bird person. One child Aarakocra ends up actually falling overboard.
Emma, I have an idea.
Okay.
We should turn them into a 50% the size version of themselves.
Well, here's the thing. Once they go overboard, you see these wings start to flap, and they fly back onto the ship to the amusement of the other children there.
Disappointing.
Then there is another curious individual. You don't see many Leonins outside of Ereskos. However, this is undeniably a lion-looking figure from one of the many prides across that continent. Bartek, could you describe your character, please?
Right, so my character is quite a big, chunky, lion-like person. Got a bit of belly fat, but clearly quite, muscular as well. And I've got a big, chest plate. Like slightly heavily armored. But the Onan usually have an aura of danger or suspense, but that is not the vibe that you get from Drayon. That's his name. He's looking over looking over at the waves of the water, even though that they are crashing and turbulent. He's enjoying the ride and absorbing the beauty of nature.
Wonderful. So,
Hell yeah.
as the three of you are taking part, you have about roughly 18 hours more to go on your trip.
18?
What do you guys see yourselves doing on this ship?
So I propose that we take the ship, we split it directly down the middle so that it's 2 ships, but the ships are both 50% of the size. And then we see who gets onto each ship. You know, split all the passengers.
Why not?
Yay! This is why I'm friends with you, Emma. This is why we're friends. Emma, I propose that we split the ship.
There are other people who not too sure if they managed to fit, even though the 2 ships are half their size. I worry that they might sink because they would lose some buoyancy on the water.
I see. All right, okay, I have a proposal for this. We take those people we don't think will fit. We shrink them down to be 50% of their normal size, and the other half of them, we just toss them overboard. We don't need that part.
Oh my god. So, as you're lambasting this plan to Adriana, you see one of the ship stewards that you've had to have friendly conversations with over the past week coming up to you. Friendly conversations. And he's like, I do apologise. For the 4th time this week, you cannot split the boat in 2 and send people over.
DM?
Yes.
I'd like to split the attendant in 2.
Go ahead. I will not make you use any spell slots for this.
Yay! I perform a complicated little bit of magic, but one at which I am extremely proficient. The man who stands before me is suddenly no longer a man, but 2 men, 50% of the size of what he once was. Molly?
This human turned into almost halfling height looks at what's going on around him and then looks to his counterpart. He looks back at you and is like, "This is the third time this week! I am now, however small I am."
Adriana, protect me.
He's like looking over each other. They have like still the same steward clothes on. One of the stewards now is caught like by something else happening. Maybe the children, maybe the couple, we don't know. And he's
Hey,
running
I've just
off.
made him more proficient.
He's running off to tell them off. The other one is standing there still shell-shocked by what you have done to him.
I hardly see why that's appropriate.
He's like, I don't know what to do with this anymore. I can't wait until you're off the boat. And he storms off.
Well, I mean, but think about how much more proficient he will be in his stewardly duties now. He can stop the people talking loudly and the children jumping off the railings both at the same time. Really, we've just done him a favour. Don't you think so, Adriana?
I absolutely agree. We have absolutely done this poor man a favour.
And this is why we're friends.
As you are talking like this, you see another one of these little stewards happen to walk past. You can tell that he's exactly the same as these other people. However, he must have been shrunk and split at some point across the week. This has happened many a time.
When did that happen? Adriana!
He gives you a kind of
You're
a
the one with the
eye.
magic, it wasn't me!
I don't know what you're talking about, hun.
He gives you a kind of a stink eye. And then just walks off. Adrian, while this is all happening, what are you doing?
Was that me?
I was Bartek, are you there?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Well, didn't you say Gem?
No.
Oh,
I
I
said
heard
Dreyan.
Gem. What you doing? Oh, Dreyan. Oh, I heard Gem. Just kind of staring in amazement. But choosing not to get too involved. Yeah, just looking off, pretending that I'm not really paying much attention, but enjoying the waves.
Hey, Adrian, you want to see me do it again?
I do.
Oh,
Sure.
I do want to see you do it again.
You want to see me do it again? Okay. Who is it that you're looking at right now, Gian?
I'm looking at the waves. If you
At the
split this
waves?
ocean in two, like Moses, I will be very impressed.
I mean, water's difficult. I can't exactly part the Red Sea like Moses.
Sorry, Moses, is this in the form?
Is there a fish? Emma, can you get a fish from the water?
I will say, for the first roll of the game, Kathy, for the first roll of the game, Kathy, you can make a perception check to see if you see anything under the waves.
Can I do a perception check?
Yes.
Oh, yes! Okay. How do I do one of those?
So, go onto your character sheet.
And do the roll?
And if you see, under skills, you'll find a perception. If you click on your modifier there, it will roll for you.
Alrighty. Skills. And... Don't worry, I'll find it.
It's okay. Take your time.
Perception. Oh, here we go. +0.
Nice. So you can just click that and it will roll.
Okay. Are we sure?
It should definitely. It's not coming up for me though. Is it set to everyone?
Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Oh, do I just click this? Oh, there we go. Did it.
There we go. I can see it now.
What two?
Damn, I'm nearsighted.
Your vision is really unclear right now. You can't really see anything that's under the waves. The ship is moving relatively quick. It's murky.
I choose to cast a spell at the waves anyway, in the hopes of impressing Dion with my magic ability.
Okay, how am I gonna do this? So I would like you to roll a straight D20, just a custom one. And if you are successful, I'm going to say it's a high DC because you haven't seen anything.
Okay.
So, you cast a spell. The light from whatever you're using, what is it that you use? You use
a staff, but it's a very small one. It's basically a stick to anyone else.
Using your small staff, you kind of whack it towards the waves, only for the spell to kind of recoil off the waves and shoot into the sky.
Oh.
Nowhere to be seen. There is no change that happens.
I choose to pretend that was supposed to happen.
Okay, how do you play that off?
Very nice to meet you, good sir. It's I'm sure you were impressed by my magic fireworks, which was the intention.
Oh, little one, you must remember, the most important of all is how you feel about your spells. You should
and
never.
I feel very strongly about my spells. I think that I'm the greatest. And thank
so
you for the reassurance.
No worries at all.
So, with these antics going on now, we're going to turn our attention to somewhere else. We're going to actually turn it to on the island itself. And you're going to see my very shoddy map right now, if it changes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Does everybody see this?
Molly, can I ask where the map is?
The map is on
Owlbear.
So if you go into CNM General and go to the pinned messages, you'll see the invitation link that will let you in.
Thank you. You can continue. I'll find it.
We turn our focus to not quite where you guys will be going first, but to, let me find it, to one of the Athaclaim villages, which is not labelled on this map because I did this in 10 minutes, so I am missing a few labels.
It's fine, it's artistic license.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll find it. I will rectify this for next time. But basically what you're looking at is somewhere around here. And my cursor is moving really slow and I don't know why. Any drawings you do can be seen on stream. So, if I just get up what
Good. Sorry, I can remove. I forgot
That's okay.
we were recording. I can't find a rubber.
We find ourselves in Oxgard, which is one of the main cities of the Athaclaim villages. Here, you see people walking the streets in quite a stout clothing. It's kind of regal looking, kind of old-fashioned.
Which one on the owlbear is it?
It's gonna be around this one, I think.
Okay.
So, in the center of this village is the Grand Temple. That specifically worships the goddess Athena, and the god Arnox. Inside this temple, a large, very old dragonborn taps his foot impatiently on the marble floor underneath.
I
Harold,
wonder who that is.
because he was your character, would you like to describe who we're seeing right now?
So I'm guessing it is Astrid.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a very big dragonborn. He's like, what, 7 foot tall?
Probably quite small and frail now.
Yeah, he in the campaign he was an old man, and this is set like 10 years in the future.
16.
Oh, 16 years. Okay, yeah, so he's basically dead at this point.
Oh god.
he's just withering away, having Andy look after him.
So, but this is the thing, Harry. You know that he's waiting there because you are the one stepping through this portal. Would you now like to describe your new character for us?
Okay, so I'm playing as Ileana, who is a elf warlock, and she just ran away from her family, and her family are royalty.
Your Highness.
I am meant to be Princess Ileana, but I don't like to be called a princess anymore.
I can't wait to meet this royalty.
Stepping through this portal, the blues of it kind of shift and swirl into what you now see as the temple. This quite frail but still pretty big dragonborn is awaiting you. And he's like kind of leaning on a desk, maybe because he's been standing for too long. And finally, when he catches your gaze, he's like, "Ah, you've arrived."
Oh, hello again, Astrid.
It has been quite a while, Ileana. The last time I remember you here, we were both quite a bit younger.
Yeah, you were basically dead on the floor.
Yeah, well, I don't like to bring that up too much.
Mm.
I assume you got my letter, and that's why you are here.
I did.
You did. DM to Harry.
Yes, I saw the letter.
Yes.
Trying to find it. Give me a second.
Okay. You're just like ciphering through your satchel, trying to find whatever piece of paper you can that says his name on it.
Ah, yes, you paired me up with Lucifer to try and find the Oracle or whatever it was.
Correct. He brings you over to this big table which has this map on it. And then on top of the map there is a letter and 4 tarot cards. Now, I brought you here for quite a delicate situation. My temple is not running as well as it should be, and that's due to the temple guardians taking their vow of silence. Last time I recall you making friends with quite a few of them, but I assure you, if you try and speak to them now, they will not. They will not.
So I can't talk to them at all.
It. Around this same time. Sorry, go on.
What is it you actually need me to do?
Well, I will get there if you just wait.
Mm.
I remember you being so straight to the point. Around the same time that they took this vow of silence, we had 2 sets of things going missing. It was at the same time that I received a letter. It had it had no name, so the sender is unknown, but in it basically states, and he holds up the letter and shows it to you, that this is not something that is of our plane. This has some sort of celestial intervention.
Wow. Is it of our helicopter instead?
Yes, it is of a helicopter.
Thank you. Thank you for indulging that.
I received these tarot cards as a sort of warning, and he kind of like focuses for a second and is like holding up 2 of them, but nothing comes about it. And he's like, "Oh, there was magic in these at some point. They are not just tarot cards. However, there seems to be something that has escaped from it. We believe that it is in connection to our missing people.
Can I like see if there's what kind of magic is on it on the tarot cards?
You can try. Do you want to give me an Arcana check?
Yep. 17.
What was that, sorry?
Got a 17.
17? This kind of
Yeah.
magic is something you have seen, but not very much for a while. There is patterns that are traced over it that you recognize coming from nowhere near Adela. It's obviously not something from the temples. It's not something from the gods that they worship. It is from an outside source.
Have you ever been in contact with any other gods, Astrid?
The only time that I've been in contact with something else is when that fiend Lucifer was here.
Where is Lucifer? And we were meant to be paired together.
I requested his presence and he has not arrived.
Mm.
You know, the rat that he is. So,
Yes.
I want to start this early and I want you to go ahead and I will make Lucifer catch you up in time.
All right.
Sources of mine, you know me, I have guardians everywhere. They report back to me when possible. Sources of mine have said that there has been some undergoings on in the kingdom of Seren. And he points to the map, and it's this big area here.
What is in that area?
Well, I don't know if you ever went to it while she was here, but it's basically a big ground of multiculturalism. There is everything there. We at the Athaclean villagers obviously worship the old religion, but they shift and change as the tides will. We don't go there that often anymore. However, if my guardians are saying that something is there, that might be the best place to start. My only question is, will you accept this offer?
I think I give him like a green nod.
Okay. From this then, he takes you over to one of the rather large cabinets and brings out an envelope. He puts 2 of the cards in and hands it to you with a couple, like maybe 2 gold pieces. I figure you'll be needing these later on. So you can add some money to your inventory.
Yeah. I just take him out of his hands.
Mm-hmm. He brings you back to the table and points out to, obviously, this location here.
Yeah.
On the outskirts of Seren, there is another portal that is connected to this one. All you need to do is just go through there and you'll be back. You'll be able to start your first mission. Once Lucifer bothers to turn up, I will send him to you.
Okay.
So, is there anything you want to do before you assumedly leave?
No, I think I just sort of head off.
Okay. As you walk up to this portal in the Afterclaim villages, you also pass by some of the people that you recognise. These are some of the temple guardians of the temple heading back into it. They kind of give you a look, and then a nod, and then keep walking.
So, how do I know them?
You know them from when you was here previously. And you recognise that these are some of the people that you had quite good relationships with. And yet, for some reason,
Okay, so
they did not stop to say or to do anything.
so we're just sort of walking past, just saying hello.
They don't say anything. You can say hello to them if you want, they will not say anything.
I'll probably just give them a little wave.
Okay. It's like, "Ooh, hello."
Hello.
So, walking up to this portal, this is something you've done quite a few times, being not only princess, but also scholar. Taking a deep breath, you walk through and it swirls and shifts around you again. And as we head into Serin, I'm going to shift paths a little bit into the heart of it. We end up at a place called the Weathered Spoon.
No.
That's so creative.
So creative.
That possibly could have come from.
This is a pub chain across Serin, and it is,
I bet the
Wow.
pints are sick.
and you know, varying
But it's cheap.
price range at each of them, but is relatively cheap.
Highly affordable.
Inside you go in, and it's quite big on the inside. There is a lot of seating where many different people are. This place is bustling with people, waiting staff, dragons, dragonborns, like all sorts of what you can imagine. Sat at the bar is a very peculiar person, listening to a drunk ramble from one of the more regular patrons. Liv, can you please describe Mr. Tea Time?
Hello, so you see Mr. Tea Time. He's got, he's a relatively unassuming looking gentleman for the moment. He's got big bushy beard, bald head. He's got a big long brown greatcoat on that does pretty much to the floor, stopping at these like big stumpy black sensible boots. By his side, he's got this kind of unassuming looking battered leather briefcase. It's been around a bit. On his head, he has the silliest and most ridiculous bright green top hat you can think of. And then once you've thought of that, make it just a little bit more silly just on top of that. And he sat down at a minute, but what you'd notice if he stood up is that he's quite tall. Like he's a solid 6 foot odd. He's weirdly proportioned. He looms without meaning to. He's not. He looks like someone who doesn't quite fit into his body. He's not quite. He moves a bit awkwardly, like he doesn't mean to. And yeah, that's Mr. Tea Time. He's just chilling. He's got his drink. He's at the Weathered Spoon.
Hey, welcome to the story, Mr. Tea Time.
Mr. Tea Time he's not really taking that much of his drink. However, it's slowly going down as this guy keeps talking to him. As you zone back into the conversation, you hear like a hearty laugh before, "Your hat, it's so silly."
And Mr. Tea Time, his head kind of snaps up and his eyes narrows like, who said
Sitting next to you, there is quite obviously drunk one of the many people in this bar. He's quite a tall gnome, but he's not really you can't really see that he's quite a stout guy. He's sat like hunched over the bar, laughing his face off, and keeps looking at you and starts laughing again. You know, I have not seen anyone quite like you in a long time.
And Mr. Tea Time
I
sort
don't
of.
know if that's.
What was that,
Tea
Harry?
Time is stuff. Is that?
Okay, continue, Liv.
Fair enough. Tea Time sort of frowns. He looks over and he says, not like dangerously, because he's not like a guy who obviously strikes you as a fighter, but he's clearly trying to be a bit threatening when he's like, as it repeats then, what did you just say?
Yes, Mr. Tea Time.
The drunk guy is kind of like, I'm not saying anything. Wow. I'm just it's so wow. Anyway. I need another drink. And he kind of like clicks at the waiter to come by.
Mr. Dad's he's clearly having like an internal argument with himself. Like, you know, part of him's like, do I just duh? Do I just duh? Like he's kind of muttering to himself, like, do I do this? Do I fight him? Let me at him. But ultimately, he just kind of holds his hat a little protectively, turns back to his drink, and very deliberately just takes a long sip of it and just glance the die.
Mm-hmm. At this time that you've been talking to yourself, you see that the guy that has ordered the drink has finished it already. He gives quite a loud, like, belch before looking back at you and going, you know, there's a lot of weird people here. I've never seen anyone like you, though. What is your purpose for being here?
Mr. Time kind of pauses a minute, awkwardly, and then maybe a little bit too quickly, he's like, I'm a road looking for work.
Like a mercenary kind of thing?
Like a thief kind of thing. Like I will break into, and he kind of casts his arm around the room looking for something, failing to find anything. I will break into anything you like. He's it's not obvious because the guy's drunk as hell, but if you were sober and watching Mr. Tea Time, you might think, okay, this guy is panicking.
I tell you what. I am very close friends with a couple of guys who could use a guy like you. And he starts laughing to himself again.
Mr. Tam, and then he touches his hat again just for luck, and he's like, who do you mean? What kind of a guy are they looking for?
Oh, well, there's these two gnomes. I know I'm a gnome. I shouldn't be laughing at them, but they are just so silly. And it's... There's Jebward and there's Straz. Oh, they're good guys. You know, you should go see them at some point. They do something that sounds like what you're looking for.
Okay, where do I find this? Did you say Jedward? Genuinely out of character. Did you just say Jedward?
No, I said like Jebward. I can try
My
and spell
mistake.
it for you. It's spelled. I didn't realise that it would sound like that, quite honestly. But it's spelled. Oh, fucking
Jedward.
Jedward. Fantasy Jedward.
I'm John, I'm Edward, and together we are Jedward.
Jedward!
There, like. That's how it's spelled.
Where did you send that?
It's on the owlbear.
On the owlbear, that's about up at the Discord, my mistake.
All good. So he kind of, he says these two names, starts laughing again, and then is like, oh, But you can't see them today. What's it called? The market hall is closed today. You'll have to go in tomorrow. But I think it's a really good idea for you. Like, you should go chase your dreams and whatever.
Seems like a stand-up guy to me.
Mm-hmm. So, is there anything you want to do around the weathered spoon?
Sorry, my Wi-Fi disconnected again.
That's okay.
Last I was here, he was asking where does he find Gebweb and his bestie.
So this guy has told you that he's that you can find them in the market hall, but it's not open today. So he's like, you'll have to come back tomorrow.
He just shakes his head and then he gets up to leave, and that's why you were like, he's waking us.
Okay. And he's like, as you turn your back to walk away from him, he is still laughing at God knows what at this point. He's very jovial drunk.
And as Mr. Tea Time leaves, you can just hear him muttering to himself, "It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it." Like, his kind of fists are clenched. Maybe he's holding one hand onto his hat, like it's kind of a double up job. He does it. It's like a nervous tick. He's not even aware he's doing it. Like fists, like one hand on his hat. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Be the bitter person. Be the bitter person.
So, as you leave the weathered spoon, what are you doing?
Well, he's walking quite fast just to try and get away from there before something does badly wrong.
Okay.
He's not necessarily looking where he's going. He's thinking about trying to find the marketplace, but obviously market hall even. But that's the wait till tomorrow. Maybe he's not looking where he's doing much, but he's not. I forgot. Oh, he forgot his bloody briefcase. That's what he did, didn't he?
Oh, he's gonna have to go get that back.
I pressed and tried, but he's doing it in both hands, and one of those hands does not have a briefcase in it, right?
Oh shit!
Yeah, and he says this really loudly, yeah, like oh shit. He just stops dead in the side, turns round, and he's moving back towards it fairly rapidly. But it's clearly got his face. He doesn't want to go back there. He steps in the doorway. I assume the other bloke's still laughing at him.
The other bloke is he sat there just kind of looking at nothing and rocking very slowly back and forth, like he's in some sort of daze.
And Mr. T-Time kind of wants to leave him, but he goes and picks up his briefcase first. So we've got that one back, don't worry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
I was getting worried.
And you notice that he thinks out loud, or he talks to himself a lot. And he's kind of thinking, "Hey, we should also with that guy. Should I go look at it?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't like him." But he's like, "Oh, but like he's not listening to it." So him. Eventually, he decides he goes over. And he taps him on the shoulder, like, "Hey, you good?"
Oh. Yeah. Who are you?
And Mr. Tita kind of blinks. He's like, he kind of mutters, "The hat guy?"
The drunk guy kind of looks up and just starts going, "The hat guy. I remember you now." Oh, how long has it been?
And he blinks a bit. It's like, what?
Oh. He kind of looks down towards like a watch that should be there and it's not there. And he starts checking all his pockets, trying to find whatever it is. Like maybe it's a watch, maybe it's something else. And he's like, oh, I'm starting to feel hungover. And flicks his fingers for the bartender to pass him more drinks.
Mr. T-Town kind of just nods to himself and he says, yeah. Like he's made up his mind, like, oh, this guy's he's just had too much to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can leave the weathered spoon, like, unmolested, he'll wander back out again.
Okay, you can wander back out.
Yeah, and he's now he is just wandering with his briefcase again.
So whilst he is wandering, you get a good look at Seren.
Yeah.
Hang on. God, I have to get everything up. This is a good point for next time. I have to get everything up before I start. So, Seren is quite a condensed place, and you have a lot of streets that you can walk down. It's very much a hilly place, so I'm presuming that you're not walking up, you're walking down.
I'm happy to assume that.
Yeah. A lot of the roadsides and the paths are very steep compared to the buildings, and as you keep looking around, you see that there is slightly dotted like windmills everywhere. Across where all the houses are, there are hanging drapes and banners and everything just coming out of windows connecting the houses to each other. A lot of there's a few dwellings there that are quite old. They're either in disrepair or they have just got this old-fashioned kind of vibe. And the next street over, there is completely new buildings. It seems to be a city that's building on top of itself. And there is so many twists and turns you can take into all of these different streets. There's people everywhere. There's no one, like, most populated race here. It's all just different people conversing with each other. And it creates quite a lively buzz in this city. As it's progressing on in the evening, you realise that this city will not be sleeping anytime soon. It is loud and it is vibrant.
Like New York.
Basically, yes.
Oh, New York, baby!
New York!
So, there's a few places that you can go. There is a canal system that takes you around the bottom base part of Seren, and it leads on from the port side, which is around about here. Oh, didn't mean to draw. You can also go to there's like a few attractions, or you can head back up on a cable car and move towards the top here.
Where is a kind of place that sorry, I'm trying to think.
It's okay, take your time.
Does this place? Okay, this is the question. This is the question I was trying to word. Does this place have a day-night life?
A day-night life.
Day-night life. GAY.
Yeah, so it's very popular on the evening, and it's also very popular in the morning. So you can take some time now if you want to relax. You can wait until tomorrow. You can come in and out whenever you need to. It's just that right now, in the particular part that you're in, it is bustling.
Does this place have like a day bar? Like does it kind of
A day
Yes,
bar.
time.
Yeah, there will be some that you can definitely try and find, but they will not be open at this hour.
That's fine. He's not going to go in one. He's just going to gaze wistfully at them, and he's not going to think. don't worry about it. He's fine. But like as he's wandering, he'll pass by one with like the fantasy rainbow flag out,
Mhm.
and it'll catch his eye, and he'll just kind of like smile to himself and like nod to himself, and he'll be like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it stood here, yeah.
Okay.
And then he'll move on. Like he'll have a drink. If it was open, he'd have a drink, but he's not like sad about it. But he's just kind of just
Pensive.
at peace with himself for a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. So they're not open right now. This is technically what would be a Sunday night, but this is not what this calendar goes off of. You see kind of shops kind of starting to close and get ready for their like downtime preparations. People are still walking between all of the late night bars and everything like that. As you walk to one of these streets, you end up bumping into someone.
Oh no.
And this happens to be, you don't know, your character does not know this, but this happens to be Ileana, and you both come tumbling to the ground.
Immediately, Mr. T sounds like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Can I help you up? Did I hurt you? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, why would you run into me like that?
Sorry. So.
Just so rude.
Sorry, what was that? That's me just asking it. My
Just
Wi-Fi.
so rude.
It's kind of quiet voice. Oh. So this quiet voice kind of, you can't really hear what she's murmuring right now.
Mr. T sounds like, sorry then. I'm Mr. Tea Time. What's your name? Can I help you anywhere? Can I? He keeps on apologising profusely, and he's desperate to do something to help without being quite sure what that thing is.
Okay. What would you like to do, Harold?
Sorry, my Wi-Fi is playing up. I don't know why.
Okay. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
But I thought of I get myself up and just give a very judgmental look to Mr. Tea Time.
He crumples in on himself a bit, like he's very sad about this judgmental look.
So, what do you guys want to do here? Are you gonna keep going, Ileana, or are you gonna speak to this figure that you've just bumped into?
I just walk past, just judgmental like look, and then I just keep going and just almost ignore him.
Okay.
Mr. T kind of starts off following Ileana and kind of says to himself, maybe this isn't helping, and then he kind of stops following, and like he clearly doesn't. He's a very, I don't say Pliny, but you know what, the kind of person. But he's like, oh, I'm sorry, but doesn't follow,
Does not follow at all. So,
unless it's plot relevant that we do, in which case then
you don't have to. If this is D&D, you can derail anything you like. So as the evening draws on, some parts of the city are getting louder and louder. However, you end up wandering back to the tavern that you're currently staying in. This is the place that you've been for a couple of days, and you have familiarized yourself with this area. As you enter into it, the bar staff looks at you, and it's a quiet part of town, so there's not really many people in there. And he's like, late night walks again, tea time?
Mr. T-Time kind of laughs awkwardly. It's like, ha ha, you know me.
Well, have you found what you're looking for while coming here?
Kevin hesitates a bit. He's like, I think I found one day. It might be, one day. He gives that same sort of sad little smile, which if you were stalking him over the evening, you would recognise that he did at the day bar.
Right.
He's openly gay, by the way. This is completely irrelevant. But he does
Okay.
not have internal homophobia. He has something else going on.
Okay.
Aww.
So, you get the barkeep kind of looks at you and just chuckles a little bit and just goes, "Well, if you need some work around here, I'm not saying it's what you're looking for, but if you need some help, we always have some part-time jobs going around here. Because I also need you to keep paying your room."
And he's like, oh yeah, yes, of course I'll pay. What do I owe you? And he's like, and I think I found a job, but thank you for the offer. He's very like, I'll keep you in mind. Mind.
Brilliant. Well, I think it's only a couple of silver for tonight, but it will. If you want, I can add it to your tab for when you inevitably find your own place here.
Mr. T-Time just kind of like nods his appreciation. He's like, you're very kind.
I tried to be. Well, any plans for the evening?
T-Time says, oh, just gonna hang out, really. And then he pauses. He's like, hang out with myself.
Okay. I do not want to know anymore. You keep your antics to yourself.
And like he laughs good-naturedly. He's like, oh haha, and then he touches his hat like kind of instinctively.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I bid you good night. I hope the crowds aren't too rowdy, and obviously it's quiet around here. Inside joke, or maybe if it doesn't land, but
The barkeep, not knowing what to do with this awkwardness, is a bit more used to people being rowdy in here. It's like, ha ha ha. Great. Okay.
and Mr. T-Time, he takes that as his cue to leave. So he's like, I bid thee good night, fair bar staff, and then he cringes at himself at that, and he just kind of.
And to you, kind tea time. Oh God. Anyway.
And Mr. T-Time under his breath as he goes up the stairs or to his room, he's just he's just saying to himself, "Don't do that one again. Don't do that again."
Yeah. As you head up the stairs to your bed for the night, we pass back now to Ileana. What are you doing this evening?
Well, I am waiting for someone.
You are? Where would you be waiting for them?
What was that?
Where would you be waiting for them?
Well, I'm yet to hear from a friend of where this person is.
Okie dokie. I need you to make a perception check for me.
Okay.
If it comes up for me.
7.
7. So, you've been walking the streets from the portal for quite a while. You've not really seen anyone you should be concerned about. And getting into the square, you don't necessarily hear someone coming up behind you until a hand grabs your shoulder. It spins you around, And what you see there is this light blue attire. Like, quite shiny armor. Doesn't look very in place with the rest of the people here. One of the knights turns to you and says, "What are you doing here, princess?"
Is this person meant to be like one of the guards?
Yes.
I have run away from home and now I'm trying to find a new one, and I'm just seeing where life takes me at the moment.
Your father is very worried about you.
I don't care about what my father thinks. He never cared about me.
Well, we obviously cannot get back home tonight. It takes quite a while to get to Othea. But if you will, I can find you a place to stay and we can go back tomorrow.
I turn my back to him and just ignore him.
He keeps following, going, "Princess, I cannot let you leave."
Why can't you just leave me alone?
The safety of the royal family is of utmost importance to me.
The only thing the royal family cares about is the way people view them.
This is gonna take all night, isn't it? And as you keep walking, this guard keeps following you, trying to convince you. But it's just around this time that the Golden Rose hears a metallic kind of shriek. It is loud in your ears and it hurts. This is not really a natural noise. But what follows after this is like some sort of static, and then a loud voice comes over across the ship. Ladies and gentlemen, and those in between, we will shortly be arriving at the Seren port, our final call on this long, long journey. Please do not forget your belongings, as they will be distributed between the staff if forgotten.
Based.
Anyone with confiscated
Rule.
items may have them returned upon exiting the ship. We thank you once again for choosing the Golden Rose Transport Company and none of our competitors.
We are so back!
With all of this hustle and bustle, you see people gathering their things, trying to collect suitcases, bags, and children. You know how they can get away. And everyone starts to head to their chambers to pack their belongings. I'm guessing you, Emma, and you, Kathy, shared a room? Sort of
Well,
thing?
I definitely... Yes, I think so.
If Emma is here, I can't remember whether she is.
I would
Oh, yeah.
that on our way off the ship, we take a stop by the confiscated items bay
Wait.
to collect everything that I brought with me onto the ship.
So, Bartek, are you also heading to the confiscated items?
I suppose I'll wait on the side, I suppose, while they're looking through their stuff.
Okay. So, Gemini, as you show up to this, you are obviously too short for the table until Adriana somehow helps you to be in the presence of these people. As soon as they see you, they go, "Oh, for God's sake."
Hey, you know you love me, really.
Yeah, our colleagues that are 4 times shorter also love you.
And if you don't want to join them, I'd suggest that you give me my bag back.
Make an intimidation check.
Intimidation check, alrighty. Rolling for intimidation. I can be so intimidating. I may be 1'5", but I'm so intimidating. This is going to be so high. Boom!
12. Wait, hang on.
Hey.
That's a custom roll. One sec. I'll just check what your modifier is and add it to it.
Oh, sorry. Which one was I supposed to do?
Intimidation, so that's a +1, so you get a 13.
That's not bad, is it?
No. They kind of look at you. One of the orcs in the back that is helping lift the stuff is looking towards his counterpart that is helping him as well. And the guy at the front is like, oh, fair enough, okay.
Yes!
He clicks to these people. What they bring out to you is a full chest of items that were confiscated before you step foot on this boat.
Just hand luggage.
Some would call that. There might be a few explosives in there.
Only a couple, though, and not bad ones.
Adriana, would you have anything that is also in this confiscated bin?
Yes.
What would you have?
Some explosives?
That, you know, as you two travelling together, that does not surprise me.
This is why we're friends, Adriana. On our way out, I'd also like to check that I have the confiscated picture which I drew of Adriana on me, on my person.
Can...
No, why was the picture confiscated?
I put it in the chat. I bewitched the picture.
Oh god, let me look at this picture then.
Which chart?
Just
What?
find it. Oh my god.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, but if anyone who wasn't Adriana held, they would become 50% of their normal size, because only some people deserve to see certain objects.
So, with this particular confiscated item, you see that one of, like, the guy that was originally serving you picks it up with, like, a pair of tongs.
Is he 50% of the original size?
What's going. He's not 50% shorter because he detected magic on it.
Damn it.
So he took the tongs out, gets the picture, and hands it, looks between the two of you, you don't need to be any shorter, and gives it to Adriana.
That's okay. Adriana can hold it.
I'm holding.
Okay. Bartek, have you got anything in the confiscated bin kind of thing?
No, I had everything on me.
Okay, dokie.
That's why I waited off to the side, just the backpack. Not much stuff.
Alrighty. So as they step through the confiscated aisle, you can meet up with them now. They are like through security, you could say.
I was like, you guys took a while.
Well, we had a few things. I'm carrying a huge chest of everything that's been confiscated from me on my own because I'm a strong, independent gnome.
Well, congratulations, strong, independent gnome. Let's hope no one is half their size. And let us continue on our journey.
As you, well said, new friend. Let us continue.
Oh god, my dad's ringing me. As you make your way out, I want you, all three of you, to make perception checks.
Alrighty.
Can one be reminded how one would do that?
So, go into your character sheet, and where it says skills, it will be a list, and you'll see perception towards the bottom of it.
Are you on the app or are you on the website?
Website where I've got.
Yeah, so on the website you see like you've got all the numbers, strength,
Ooh.
dexterity, all that jazz.
Fucking hell, you got a natural 20.
Hey, nice one.
So, you guys, all three of you managed to all three of you noticed the rather large notice board that is hanging outside of the dock that you walk into and into the city. Adriana, however, you stop to look at it more.
I'm looking.
There are several different leaflets and things on here. There is a babysitting business, a dog sitting one. You know, your typical kind of part-time job, looking for work kind of establishment.
We ought to take the dog sitting job.
Oh, yes. Oh, hang on. Yes, please. On the front, though, nailed pretty hard into it, as if someone's like, they've put the nail in and they've hammered it and it's gone through the board.
Wow.
There is a leaflet. This leaflet, let me get it up. I have it somewhere. Is basically there is a large orc on the front of it. There is the title that says School of Fighting, and on that front you recognize that to be your stepdad.
Drama.
If you recall correctly, you don't have the best relationship with your stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't see your way of thinking quite like you do. This guy came into your life and he did not understand magic at all. As a sorcerer, that is not the best thing. So you clashed quite a lot. This proves to you that he did not change his ways.
We're gonna sit there and take that, or are we gonna burn that place down, Adriana?
Good question.
Well,
I
you
feel
know my
like
opinion.
we burn it down.
Burn it down. This is why we're friends.
Or maybe not burn it down. I feel like there's something more fun we could do.
What do you think? Maybe we should break in.
I interrupt and say, how about let's throw eggs and toilet roll? We don't need to cause such unnecessary damage.
I
Along
like
the lines of what I was thinking.
seconded. Let's do that.
Okay. Is that where you're heading right now?
I say that is where we're heading.
You
I
see
think
on the map, where are we now? Are we here?
So
where the ships are?
Yeah, you guys are around here.
Okay.
but we're new in this town. We maybe need information.
Yes, you all, apart from Adriana, who has only been, like, you are originally from here, however, you don't know much about what's changed. This city is ever changing, so you know that what you knew from, like, 10 or so years ago will not be the same now.
Yes, correct.
Well, where's a good place to go for information then?
You can... I'll say make a...
I say
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you...
the weathered spoon. There's chains all over the entire
Yeah,
world.
that's what I was thinking, the weathered spoon.
You can get anything anywhere in the weathered spoon.
Okay. So, heading to the weathered spoon. Are you asking for a way to get there, or are you just going to try and find it on your own?
As long
Adriana,
I'm pretty
carry
sure
me.
if we walk one way for long enough, we'll find one.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works, isn't it?
You know what? We'll see how that works. Okay, so you're landing around about here. So you have obviously this way, maybe this way, and this way to go. Where would you like to go?
I think straight up.
Yes, I second that.
Straight up here?
Yes, away from the docks.
Alrighty. So going further and further away from the docks, you see that there's like a tiny little boat party hanging just on the edge of the docks. Going up, there are twisting and turning streets that do not seem to have a specific way they are going. I want you guys to make a perception check.
Perception.
Roll an 8.
Okay. Nothing just yet. You keep walking.
Ominous.
You see, you head past this kind of quarter that is like a stone. What's it called? Courtyard. There we go. It's a stone courtyard with a kind of pedestal-looking thing in the middle, but nothing is going on there right now. You keep walking. There is windmills and all of these buildings that are strung with fabrics and banners, and it's almost making you lost. You keep walking for a good hour and a half, I say. This place is confusing, and there's a couple of times where you may or may not have lost each other, but you manage to find yourselves in the end, and also manage to find the weathered spoon.
Yes! All roads lead to the weathered spoon.
Woo!
You were waiting to say that.
Oh, look, these are the weathered spoon.
In this evening, it's like what we would call a Sunday. It's pretty quiet. The hustle and bustle of earlier has died off significantly, and now it's just your usual faces there. Sitting at the bar, there is an old gnomish man who is quite tall for a gnome, but he is quite stout as well. And his arms are crossed on the bar, snoring away with his head on his arms.
Gemini Jixin is instantly jealous of this gnome's height and would like to try and strike up a conversation with the hidden intent of eventually making him a bit smaller.
Go ahead.
I walk up to the gnome at the bar and loudly introduce myself.
You're gonna have to try and wake him up.
Can I purchase a tap water from the bar?
You can. You'll have to call the bartender over.
Bartender?
A little, like, a thin kind of half-elf comes running up and is like, "Yes, miss.
One tap water, please, for me and the gentleman next to me.
Tap water?
Just tap water."
But this is... Oh, never mind." And he goes running off again. And almost as if he's, like, not been away, he's back again with 2 tap waters.
Thank you very much. I tip both of them over the sleeping guy's head.
Okay.
In front of the
Can I
bar.
intercept? Can I ask a rules question? Sorry.
Go ahead.
You know, there's different species,
Yes.
like orc.
Different
No.
races.
Yeah. What's the rule on fraternization?
Fraternize with whoever you want.
Okay.
If you can do the logistics of it, and you make inner peace with that.
Hold up. When we say fraternization, is this a euphemism?
Okay. I was just checking. Thank you. Yes.
Ah, good.
Already?
I would like to sleep with the bartender. Because bartenders always have the information. I'm going to seduce
Adriana.
the information.
Warning.
Okay.
No, but you're not even going to like ask. You're going to stick straight to seduction.
So I'm gonna say, gonna have to try and seduce him. Number 1.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 2, Dreyan, what are you doing during all of this?
I just kind of sit down, and after Jem asks for the 2 waters and spills them on her head, I say, just to the half elf, sorry about that. Can I grab half a pint, please?
Fine, that'll be. He checks like the list on the bar. That'll be 4 silver.
Sir, I hand over.
Thank you. And then he runs back with your pint just as quick.
I would like a whiskey, please.
Whiskey. Well, that's gonna
You'd
cost
rather
you.
take a whiskey neat.
That's gonna cost you 1 gold piece.
Okay.
Do I have to pay in
I mean, you don't have
money,
to.
or is there anything else I could do for you?
Oh god. Well, since this is a franchised establishment, usually only one form of payment is accepted.
Is that a however I sense?
Molly, I would like to be the best wingwoman by casting a charm enhancement on Emma so that she can seduce the bartender easier.
Okay, do you have charm person?
Yes.
Alright, so you're casting charm person on the bartender.
On the bartender. It's wingwomaning, okay? It's fine.
How do you charm him?
With a wave of my wand and a flock of doves and a beautiful cloud of pink magic settling daintily over his head.
As he kind of sees it, and it's almost like a dust cloud has been blown into his face. And he starts coughing out these like pink sparkles, and then his eyes blink, and then look towards Adriana. And this is the slowest he's been all night. Leans on the bar with his arms, hand propping up his face. And he's like, well, I'm sure I can give you a discount. What do you have in mind?
Well, I was just wondering if, when you get your next break, if we could hang out, maybe in a cupboard or there's back rooms in here.
Yes, queen!
Looking towards like how busy everything is, he takes like one look at Jem, one look at you, and he's like, the gnome stays here.
The gnome is fine with that. The gnome doesn't want to come with.
So he looks down the price list again and he goes, 6 silver.
Deal.
Okay, mark that off on your character sheet, please.
Oh god, how do I do that?
So there should be in your inventory. I'll get it up as well. Yeah, so it says total currency and you just mark it off.
Why does it say that?
So, I don't know what it's like on desktop, but on total currency you can tap on it and then it'll have platinum, gold, electrum, silver and copper. If you take, what was it I asked for? 6 silver. So if you just put in the silver bit, 6, and then click remove, it will take it out of your inventory.
Yeah. I'm struggling with finding a button that says total inventory. I have all.
It's okay, I can do it for you if you want.
Me.
Yes, please, because I cannot find it.
Yep. 6 and remove.
Oh. Right.
Okay,
If-
so
Just on money. And you can go to currency.
oh, okay. So, I'm just giving you some change.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay, so hand over the money. He starts to walk away to go to attend to other customers, but gives you like a slight wink as you leave. And with that, you've poured the tap water over this guy, and
I have indeed.
he wakes up and he's like, oh,
Fantastic.
what? Oh, I'm cold.
All right then. Well, hello, sir. Wakey, wakey. Nice to meet you. I would like to lead him over to the table with Drayan.
Okay, you can lead him over.
Wait, who's being
Fantastic,
led over
yes.
to me?
I am indeed. We need multiple people on this investigative, we need to interrogate him. Find out where this
Is
fighting
it the
school
fat
is.
gnome or whatever he is?
Yeah, the drunk gnome. So, you take him over and he like sits down quite unbalanced and he's like, oh, what's going on? Ugh.
Well, first things first, sir. We're just a bit concerned about your health. I mean, you seem to be shaking really badly. Can we do anything for you?
Oh, he looks down at his hands that are very much shaking. He's like, I need a nail. Make that 2. The shaking will stop.
An ale. Well, I mean, I see I would, but the bartender may be otherwise occupied right now. So, do you think you could maybe settle for another dose of water? I go to pick up another glass of water, which I could tip on his head if he doesn't stop me.
The bartender is not there to take your tap water order just right now.
God damn it, he's occupied.
So,
I do have my half pint, so I just give it to him. I was like, "Here, mate."
ugh,
Solid
he's
move.
like, he downs it and he's like, this beer is shit.
I will curse him for his rudeness if he's not careful.
So, you woke
Well,
up for...
you're right. It's not the best, but that's the beauty in life, finding out new things, isn't it?
You
What's
woke
your
me
name?
up for what reason?
Yes, sir. Well, you see, we're in a bit of a predicament. We're new in town, yes. Have you heard of a certain fighting school run by a certain orc that we might know?
Lots of schools, yeah. You have your fighting school for fighters, your fighting school for rogues, your fighting school for what's it called? Orcs. Orcs are usually big fighters.
I mean, damn it, Drayan, he's useless. Give me the word and I'll shrink him.
Oh, I think he said orcs. Isn't that
Orcs?
what you guys are after?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's like a new one. They just opened up near the square. The guy who runs it is a dickhead.
A dickhead.
Yeah,
Bold move.
He's like, when I'm sober, I don't mess around with him. He's very like, a lot to deal with. But when he got like stupidly annoying after like opening that school.
He's been remarkably helpful for a drunk guy, Drayan. Maybe we'll spare him.
I think he has been very helpful. That is a fine idea.
You guys are buying me more beer, right?
Oh,
Well,
yes.
I think you've had enough, my friend. How about we get you home?
Yes, that's a good idea. Where's Adriana?
Adriana, where are
I reappear
Hopefully found a lot of information.
mysteriously.
What did Adriana learn?
with hickeys down her neck?
Well, I learned some gossip.
Ooh.
And I also gave the bartender the time of his life, so he owes me if we ever need a favour.
Hell yes, that's why we're friends, Adriana. Can I do a quick spell to cover up those hickeys just in case she needs to do this again today?
Oh,
I'll allow it.
good.
Yes. Hickey, be gone. Pow!
Just to kind of like wipe your thumb over it, and it just disappears. Whether it's through magic.
I'm
makeup
1'5". Do I have to climb her first?
I presume that you was already on the table. Like.
I probably was.
So, you have some information. What would you guys like to do now?
I'd like to find the nearest store, purchase a load of wrecking supplies, and maybe hire some extra hands.
Pay some extra
I would
hands
like to make sure that the wrecking supplies are not too wrecking, and ideally eggs and toilet paper.
Of course. Just eggs and toilet paper.
Well,
Yes.
right now, you don't know where these wrecking stores are.
Oh, surely they're every corner around here. Well, I mean, how people need toilet paper? Surely on this continent, toilet paper, explosives.
No, they have squat toilets.
I would imagine the Seren Marketplace might be a good place to look. That's actually where I'm headed. And then I asked the drunk guy again. You wouldn't happen to know which way to the Seren Marketplace, would you?
I feel like I've answered this question already tonight. The market is shut today.
God damn it.
I didn't ask if it's shot, my friend. I think you've had too many. Where is it?
I've had too many. It is. Oh. You know what? I will show you tomorrow. I need to go to bed.
No.
No, that's very fair. Besides, I'm sure we can find out from someone else.
So.
But
from my
also, Revenge has waited this long. Revenge can wait a day if needs be.
Adriana, you're so right, but here's my proposal. This man will take us tomorrow, but we can't drag him everywhere with us. Let me shrink him a couple of times until he's maybe an eighth of the size. We'll put him in our bag, take him with us, and tomorrow he'll take us where we need to go.
Fine by me.
Oh my god.
Yes, this is why we're friends.
You are forgetting one very important thing. Something called consent.
I'm not familiar. Could you describe?
See, the thing is, this lovely chap who is drooling on the bar right now.
Yeah, he's drooling.
He might not want to be enslaved in your pocket to tell you which way to go.
I'm not following.
See, where I'm from, the Leonin, they do what they want. Similar to you, I think you'd get along very famously with them. However, see, this thing I've learned through my wanderings, some people sometimes say no.
Really? I look at Dreyan for a second, and I look at the table, and I look at the drunk guy. Molly, I would like to split the drunk guy into at least 8 different people. Can I do that?
Oh, I'm gonna say it's very late in the evening, and you have been having somewhat restless sleep for the past week or so, which means that despite your energy, you are feeling pretty tired. Trying to cast this spell, although it's a spell that you are very familiar with, does not necessarily work right now.
Are you seeing
God
this?
damn it.
I say, thank goodness.
In that case, I think I pass out on the table.
It's like, your 1'5" little body is just like, you know what, I am kind of tired.
Adriana, carry me.
I'll pick you up and carry you anywhere we go.
Okay.
She's like, uppies, uppies.
Uppies. So.
Right, I'm out.
With an exhausted little gnome somewhere in your arms, and the evening progressing on, what would you guys like to do?
I suppose it would be a decent idea to try.
I guess find somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, try to see if the Withered Spoon has any available rooms.
Alrighty.
You know, I does have a room.
They don't know that. Shut up. So, are you going back up to the bartender?
I don't think we left the bar, but yeah, I say, excuse me, barkeep.
Bartender rushes over. He is very much dishevelled now.
Is there any?
He looks.
Are there any rooms available above the bar?
Let me check.
Can I ask?
And he's like looking through different pieces of paper. He's like, there is one with one bed. That is everything that we have.
And there was only one bed?
It's a big bed, but there's only one bed.
Well, the gnome doesn't. Okay. Well, I will leave this up to. I've forgotten everyone's names. Whoever
To Drayan?
I'm with. The gnome doesn't take up much space, and I can platonically share a bed. I'm a slut, but I'm not I'm not like that kind of slut.
Not.
But if people don't want to, that's fine.
I don't think Gem's gonna complain at this point.
Gem's dead.
Gem's dead.
So, would you like to share a bed?
I mean, through all my wanderings, I have slept on many a rock, so I would be okay sleeping on the very comfort of a wooden floor, and letting them two share a bed. But I asked the barkeep, so how much is it for the night?
It's gonna be about. I'm gonna say. There's 3 of you, isn't there? 1 gold piece per person.
There's only one bed.
Yeah, but
If I
there's
wink
3 of
at
you
him-
sharing it.
If I wink at him, does that bring the price down?
You can make a persuasion check.
Okay, let me look.
Anyway, how much did he say per person? 1 gold.
Yeah, 1 gold piece. 17.
17.
4 silver for half a pint and 1 gold to sleep in a room. That's crazy.
Wow.
I'm
Hey,
happy about
this is like
Inflation.
This is like Weatherspoons in Surrey, okay? Like, you're not getting the best prices.
Has my persuasion done anything?
Your
There's
persuasion.
probably mold and damp everywhere, but that's fine.
He looks through everything and he's like, "Oh, the boss won't mind." I'm gonna say 7 silver between all 3 of you.
Yes.
Perfect.
Good on you,
I think
Emma.
That sounds better, right?
That is so much better.
So you all need to mark that off. And
7 silver each, yeah?
yeah, 7 silver each. As you sorry, I'm supposed to be...
I still don't know how to get.
That's okay, we can sort that in a minute. I'll just finish off with you guys and then we're coming towards the end.
Yeah.
So, as you are giving this money, he takes it, puts it in whatever they're keeping their money in, and he opens the bar up to you and guides you through into these back rooms and up the stairs. You come to the end of a hallway and open the door. This room is decent. I will say it's a bit like an ibis, like a normal ibis compared to like an ibis budget and an ibis styles. So it's just
I
like,
think you're
what was that?
How
Sorry.
many habits hotels do you stay in?
overestimating how many ibises we've stayed in, but go ahead.
Yeah, so like it goes basically, ibis budget is like your really shit stuff.
I did gather from
Yeah.
context clues.
So this is like your regular ibis. And it's like, it's pretty normal. There is like 1 double bed and like some like tables and chairs around it and stuff.
Not bad.
The elf stands at the door and he's like, "Here is where you're sleeping for tonight. The bar is not 24 hours. I have to keep reminding guests that. I don't know why people like drinking here, but the bar is not 24 hours. Breakfast is at like 7 a.m. And,
7.
and like,
Ridiculous.
and do not bother me for the rest of the night." He does look at Adriana though and kind of smirks. Or do.
Good on you.
I'll make one exception.
And that's
And
why
then-
we're friends.
Shuts the door on you. So, is there anything you're doing before you finish off for the night?
I'm conked out, mate. Someone's just gonna have to put me to bed.
I suppose I stretch and like knead the floor and lie down.
Aw. Kitty cat.
Emma, are you doing anything before you go to bed?
No, I'm just going to bed.
I was already done things.
Yeah, I've done my share for the day.
Emma's a seasoned vet at this point. So you all head to bed and continue on with your night. Ileana, have you found a place to stay yet?
Well, am I still being followed by that guard?
You can make a stealth check to see if you lose him.
Okay.
Waiting for the roll.
A roll.
Stealth. 13 is that.
Nice.
13. You...
No.
It took a while. It did very much take a while. This guard is known within the ranks of the Athean guards of being very good at keeping track of people. However, after a few twists and turns and the hustle and bustle of the streets, you've managed to lose him.
Where did I sort of go to?
So, you have a kind of sign pointing towards the Weathered Spoon. That is one place. You also have a sign that takes you to a different place altogether. That is called... Let's find it. It's called the Ye Olde First Inn.
I think I'll go to the EOD Inn or whatever it's called.
Alrighty. So, walking in, you see that there is quite a large elf-ish. He's big and bulky. And he's like, "Oh, welcome."
Hello.
You here for something?
Do you have a room?
We have a few. Not nearly as busy as that old Weathered Spoon.
So it's nice and quiet here?
Nice and quiet. A lot of people come here to get lost.
Can I have a room?
Sure. What kind of room are you looking for?
Just a standard room?
Standard room. We have one left next to this strange guy. It's gonna cost
I don't
you...
mind strange people.
Fair enough. Gonna cost you 7 silver. Just for the night?
Okay. Just for the one night, yeah.
Okie dokie. Great. I will show you to your rooms then. And you walk up these old rickety stairs, and you see that there's 2 doors next to each other. He takes you to the furthest one from you, and unlocks it and lets you enter. This room is not worth the money you paid. It's quite old, quite drab, but it'll do for a night.
It's a shithole, basically.
Yeah, you know. On the Ibis scale, it's more budget, you know. So, is there anything else you're doing for the night?
Probably just try and get some sleep, trying to sleep off getting away from that guard.
Okie dokie. So, all 3 parts of our group are now turning in for the night.
Thank you.
The hustle.
That's what Mr. Peter's doing right now, snoring really loudly. Like, you'd think the room was full of people if you could hear it.
My God, we can hear it all the way in the Weathered Spoon.
So, as all three groups of you split off, fall asleep, the night continues on for the city. It does not sleep. Among these people, someone that you don't know is lurking in the shadows.
Mm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
A dark
So
figure.
many people we don't know.
Yeah,
At
because
least one
you're
show.
new here.
Yeah.
This
So do
figure.
carry on.
This figure knows where it's going, though. Seasoned veteran in navigating these streets. And in going through these pubs, they keep talking to people and then end up eventually at a cave. They enter it, taking one look behind them before disappearing into the darkness. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah! Round of applause, please!
I am so
That was
tired.
really good.
That was really good.
That was fun.
You're fantastic.
You really did.
Thank you.
I'm going to do an extra round of applause for everyone else as well, because you were also
Well done,
fantastic.
everybody. But yes, that was the start of the session. It was a bit of a short one because we are missing a few people that will obviously quite want to play. So hopefully the next time we see each other we will be able to start properly. But this has kind of been just like a bit of a setup for everything.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was the end of the prologue.
That's cool.
That's so good.
Yes. So thank you very much for playing.